Again, here's plugins right here. You could do your own research, a little bit more research in plugins by going to the wordpress.org. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Try that again. wordpress.org. So again, the plugins are add-ons that you can add in. The nice thing about plugins is that most of them are free, and unlike the theme where they give you a little and then you want more, you got to pay more, most of the plugins are free. This first one is already built into every WordPress, and it's used to keep people spam out of your comment box, because a blog naturally has a comment box at the end, and so this one is used to keep that, and that's already installed. If you go to your if you go down here to plugins, and you'll see it's right here. It's already installed. It's installed when you install WordPress. Used by millions. It protects your blog from spam. It keeps your site protected even while you're sleeping. So that one's already there, and then the Hello Dolly is already there. And I'm not really sure what the Hello Dolly does. Limited Attempts Login is another plugin so that people can't hack your site. If you can't log in after 4 attempts, it sets you out of the site. We did install the Yoast SEO, as you saw that. That's, again, the most important one, and we did do Contact 7 already. That's how we made the form. But doing your own research here, let's just go through a couple of them. The optimized ones. This one, like Super Cache, very good. It speeds up your site. Basically, how caching works is that there's different types of caching and things like that. I use one that caches my site around the world. So if somebody's in Asia looking at the website, they don't have to send the signal and all the data from here all the way over there. It's already on a server in Asia and in Europe and so on. So this site right here is using certain caching, and that service is offered by the web hosting company. And the one that I'm hosting with this one is called WP Engine, is the hosting for this site. And that's a hosting company that specializes in WordPress. So it's WPEngine.com, and they specialize in WordPress, hence the word WP Engine, WordPress. And so the Zircon site uses this, and then they have certain things like I just told you. They offer the service where you can cache it around the world and things like that. But these other caching ones actually work pretty well too. This one works pretty well, and so on. Again, another downfall, of course, of WordPress is that it's slow. Just the technology behind it is slow.
So that would be an additional purchase.
WordPress Engine, I think it's part of the pricing, their caching thing. And then there's some plugins that you can get that will cache around the world too. So it just depends. This offers a specialized way. I don't know. Forget how much. This is like $100 a month. It's like $100 a month. So it's quite expensive compared to the GoDaddy. But it's made for larger sites, It's okay. I'm not sure I like a WordPress engine. They don't let you use cPanel. Remember the cPanel when I was installing my things? They don't let you use cPanel. They have their own kind of interface, and it's really confusing, and it took me a while to learn it. Some other plugins you might want to go. The caching ones are very good. The Yoast SEO, again, these are the two most important ones right there. We've already gone through them. I like translation ones, Google Translate. Google has a whole bunch of great plugins, and they have a whole plugin section. You can get Google Analytics plugin. I can get analytics from Google as well as from Yoast. In fact, Yoast will give you Google Analytics data. What is Google Analytics data? Of course, Google Analytics is where you can track who comes to your site, why they come, what time they come, what address they come from, what kind of device they're using, and so on. So you can go through and really get some good information about who is coming to your site and why and when, time of day, what are they clicking on, and all that. The Yoast will give you that information as well. So that's part of the Yoast, is that you hook your Yoast to your Google account, and then Yoast will then track that data and send it to Google Analytics, and then you can log into your Google Analytics account, and you can then go and see who's coming to your site. So Google Analytics is really good. I don't know if I'll be teaching the next marketing class, but it'll be based mostly around Google Analytics. We do have another internet marketing class coming up after this one if you want to sign up. And I'm not sure if Sam or I will be teaching it at this point yet. Again, Google Maps is a great, easy way to put maps on your website. You do have to have your Google Console ID to use this, though, as well, because Google wants to know who you are. So in order to use the Google Maps, and I showed you how to put the map in already, right? We put a map in. But let's say you wanted to have, like, store information in that map, right? You wanted to have little pins in the map and so on. You can use this to do that. This plugin will allow you to do that. Again, though, you need to have your Google authenticated with this one. So just keep that in mind. Google XML sitemap is rather important. The sitemap is a way of telling Google how to read the content of your site. And Yoast will help you do that as well. Yoast actually, no, actually, not really Yoast will help you do that, but Google Console will help you write this. And what is this again? This is it's a file that Google uses to categorize your website. That's the next class. That one's a little bit more. As you can see, that over 2 million users. And what does this do? Again, it just tells Google how to categorize your site, if that's a word. Categorize. What was that? Oh, Google Translate is very good. Translate. Google Translate is a really good one. This one right here. Translate WordPress with G Translate. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is the one I use. I use this one. Is this Google Translate? Yeah. So if you, here I'll show you it, I'll install it, add new. Trying to add new. And then trying to bummer. So what do I call it? Google Translate. This one. Really good. Install it. Activate it. If you go to your pages and open up a page, You can add the Google Translate to it by, let me see, how did I do that? There's a little bit of code you got to put in. Let me go read the where is it? Here it is. Makes your website multilingual and available to the world using Google Translate. For support, visit there. Yeah, but how do I add it? View details. Installation. Upload the plugin file. Activate the plugin screen. Use settings. G-Translate. That's under settings. So as you can see, after you install a plugin, you got to try and figure out how to use it. Sometimes it'll show up over here. Sometimes it'll show up maybe in the menu. I've had it in the menu. So what did it say under settings? Here it is, G-Translate. Do you see it right here? So I'm going to open up my page again. Page, my home page. Yes, trying to open up my home page. And then I'm going to kind of put it towards the bottom down here. Or you can put it at the top if you want. Or you can put it in your header. That's usually what I would do. But in this case right here, I'm just going to put it down here right now. So again, it was underneath, is it tools? No, settings. There it is, G-Translate. So you have to maybe have to read where it puts, you know, when you install a plugin. I guess I'm leaving. I guess let me get to it. There we go. So in the Google, you'll notice it tells you how what do you want the thing. Do you want a nice drop down with flags for the different languages? That's kind of cool. Translate from English to whatever language you want. Yeah, look at that. In the subdirectory only, in the subdomain. Not sure why there's show in menu, show float. What language do you want to have it translate? Because you don't need all the languages, maybe, right? And then here's your code right here. You can either put it in the PHP code here. Do not copy this into your post or pages using inside the page. Reset. Default code. What is that again? Do not copy this into your post or pages. Use Cruise Return inside the post page or the G widget in your sidebar appearance widget instead. As I said, do not copy this into your. Do not copy this into your post or pages. Use G-Translate shortcode inside the post or page, or add a G-Translate widget. And here's the code here. Oh boy. No. You can also use this in your template header or footer. Okay. So they want it to be maybe in the header, I guess. But this is what it looks like when you get it to work. It looks like that. I don't know why it won't let me put it in the code. I can't just put it in my page? I can't just put it in my page? Let me see. You remember how we had to copy the code for the Contact 7? It's kind of similar. I don't know. Maybe I could just, I'm going to see if I could just put it in the page. I know they say don't put it in the page. I'm going to try it anyways. Oh. No. I can't even get, no. Okay. Maybe after this. Can I put it here? Let me see if I can put it in here. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, see, that didn't work. Yeah, you would have to put it in a header or footer. You would have to go into the code and do it, it looks like. There's got to be an easier way of doing that. They were saying put it in a header or footer. So, you know, basically what you would do is you would go into the code view under editor. Remember, we were looking at the code view here. And then I would go to my header, theme header. I would go to my code for my theme header here. And then I would put it in here. Where would you put it? Well, as long as it's before this, I would put it towards the end of this div probably right here. Probably put it right about there. That's where I would put it. Because this is the end of the box. You could think of the header as being a box at the top of your page. And of course, here's the end of the header right there. And this is the end of the PHP file. And then this one says end if right there, and I'm going to put it right about there, somewhere at the bottom there. What does that do? And I'm going to update. There's a way to update file here. Now let's see. Maybe it's up at my header. Is it my header? Here it is. It's right here now. See it right here? So now you can then choose French, and the menu is in French, and the text is all in French. And then this is German, Russian, Spanish. Very easy way to do some translation on your website. Google Translate I found is a very useful one. Let's look at a couple more before we go. I know we're all getting tired. Some other ones that I like to use as far as plugins, I like slideshows. What is a slideshow plugin? Well, it's the one that you see. If your theme doesn't come with a slider where the picture goes and slides like that, you know, picture, slide, picture, slide, picture, slide, you just type in slideshow and you'll get a whole bunch of them. I can't remember which ones. I've used several. Some are very good, some are not so good. You just have to try them.
Which one do you use?
I demonstrated this one on Wednesday. I have a class I was doing, and it was horrible. I didn't like this one. So don't use this one, Slidey. Slidey? I didn't like this one. I don't know. Let's see which one I've been using in the past. Hold on. Let me log into my GoDaddy account if it works. I'm still logged in. Some of the themes have them built in. Like my wife has a theme that she paid for. It was like $60. It has all that stuff built into it, multiple columns, all that stuff. But it's a little limiting.
You just drop it in like a normal media image.
It has a whole bunch of, you know, options. You just drag onto your page, and then you just add the pictures, and boom, it's there. This one right here has a slideshow. Let me look at this one. See what themes are on this one. Let's see what plugins are on this one. Now this is a couple years old. Ooh, 16 updates. Breadcrumbs is one that allows you, as you go deeper into your page, it keeps the path along so that you can back out. Again, we looked at Contact 7. There's a Facebook plugin if you want to include Facebook on your page, right? Maybe your Facebook feed on your blog or on your page. You can do that. You will need your API, though, your Facebook ID. There's a code, a key. It's called a key, your Facebook key. And then you download this and use the Facebook plugin, and then put your key number in there, and boom, your Facebook feed can be in a window on your page. Also, they have a widget for Facebook that it can be in the sidebar. I've used the MCE table buttons before. This is a good one that will give you the ability to put kind of a grid on your page. You know, basically a table, like you put a table in Microsoft Word, right? Right? You Word tables in Word, I hope. It's like that. So this one actually shows up as one of the tools in the toolbar. And so if you try that one, you'll see it in the toolbar, and you just click on it, and it'll ask you how many rows and columns you want. It'll put them on there, and then you can start putting data in there. So if you wanted kind of a grid structure on your website, this one, MCE table buttons, is a good one to give you some grid structure. Slideshow. This one was just called Slideshow. It's just called the Slideshow plugin. Is easily deployable on your website. And this one was pretty good. I don't know. Let me see if I can find out where it was at. Oh, here it is. It's called Slideshow. And let me see. Slideshows. And he made one. The student made one. And so. And it looks like you copy the code like this and put it in your page. Remember, we were doing that with the Contact 7, right? And then this one, you can randomly do animations. You can tell it how many pictures you want. You can put text on there, I believe, on top of the pictures. Let's look at his slideshow for a moment. Let's look at his page. He did this on the Washington Capitals. Can you imagine? This is Sharks territory, and he did. And this student did, and he worked at Google. His student actually worked at Google. So let's see. This is the slideshow, and you can see it. You got arrows, and you got and then there's text that can pop up over top. See it? And then you have little dots down here as well. And it was just called Slideshow. Jeez, I don't know. So that one was a good one. I don't know, it was just called Slideshow. Where was I at? I did type in Slideshow. It was just called Slideshow. Maybe it's this one. I would have to see the who made it. Can't really tell. Doesn't really say. I don't know. I'm sure you can find a slideshow. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I'm sure just look for one that might work. You should just try them and install them and see what they do, you know. Some other ones, of course, is the caching ones. And cache, C-A-S-H-E, cache. No S, cache with a C. There we go. There's a bunch of them. Basically, these speed up your website. This one, Total Cache, I have this one on the Zircon site, this one right here, the W3 Total Cache. It does, it speeds up your site. I don't know. This one's another popular one. See, they both have million users. Web performance optimization for WordPress. And so we can look at the video for a minute.
Hello, it's Spence, the evil genius. Forward to the laboratory with your lab secrets. Tip of the day. How would you like some speed? I have a need for speed. Do you have a need for speed? Everyone has a need for speed, and with the W3 Total Cache plugin, we're going to show you a 10 times improvement in speed. It's a rare thing when I'm impressed by what a plugin does, because in this case, it says we'll get at least a 10 times improvement in overall site performance, and we have. It says we'll get a grade A in wide slow, and we have. It's also increased all kinds of other great things, including page load times and page rank and some other optimizations that are really important when you're trying to build a site, especially when you're using an efficient and less expensive shared server. All right, let's talk about this in practical terms. Over here, we've set up two demo sites exactly identical. One is at lab1076.labsecrets.com, and that's set up with the W3 optimization installed and running. And the other is our demo 1062 at .labplayground.com, which is our same set of really detailed plugins and other features and accessories. Everything about them is identical. They're mirror images. On the one site, we've turned on the W3 cache. So let's go and see the results for ourselves up front about what this plugin can do. First of all, over here, this is the optimized site at lab1076.labsecrets.com, and I'm running a tool called pingdom.com, or I should say it's a site called pingdom.com, where they've got a load time tool that you can use yourself to...
Yeah, I've used this before. It's interesting. It'll tell you, you know, what files are slow on your server, if you have any bad files, if you have any missing files, and so on. Pingdom. Okay, and I've used it before. It gives you this report that you see here, and it'll go through each and every one of your files, and that'll help you so you see if you have any bad files too, if they're slow or something. So that was quite useful. So these total cache ones, there's a whole bunch of them. They help you. The other ones I like would be a calendar. How I spell calendar? D-A-R? Calendar? Calendar? Events calendars. You can have calendars where people can, let's say that I teach at Menlo College, and a lot of the students there are part of athletics, and so I have a student right now doing a track and field website and stuff like that, and then they want to be able to have a calendar with the next event and what time it is, so you can set up yourself an event like that. Another useful one I've seen students use would be the one where people can, like a hairdresser, what do you do when you want to set an appointment? Appointments. A-P-P-O-I-M-E-N-T-S. Appointments? No. Appoint, P-O-I-N-T-M-E-N-T-S. Appointments. Easy appointments. I've seen students use these ones. Again, I would look to find out how many active users are using these. You know, if there's only 20 people using it, like this one, 500, maybe not. I can't remember which one I've used in the past. I think I used the easy appointments one. Maybe not this one, but this one maybe. This one has 8,000 active users. But that's really good for people setting up appointments. They can do it right there on your site. If you want to sell anything on your site, we use WooCommerce. Commerce? We'll just put in Woo. I can't spell commerce right now. My brain is fried. WooCommerce is the #1 shopping plugin for WordPress. That's the one I use for my wife's site. Again, it's ELVIRAGALLERY. And you really need to go to the HTTPS colon. There you go. So in order to do the selling on your website, you need some kind of plugin like WooCommerce or something. The other thing you need is to have a secure website so that it is encrypted. Most websites today are encrypted. So you'll notice up here, you'll see the S. What that means is it's secure, so that if somebody's sending their credit card information, it's encrypted. And it's just not randomly thrown going through the internet. So again, this is something that would be offered through your web hosting. And that's something that GoDaddy offers. The SSL, it's called. Secure Socket Layer is what that is. It's called SSL. It's called Secure Socket Layer. And that way you can shop and you can buy. You can buy, ooh, $100. Bird on a stick. You can add to cart. Now, you need to have them pay somehow though, right? Okay, so PayPal is probably the largest one, right? But I don't have a PayPal account, but I do have a Square account. You know, Square, you know, the little white little card reader thing. So WooCommerce will work with Square, and it will work with PayPal and all those. So I just use Square. So if somebody, you know, goes to the checkout and you can go down here to checkout, you can then go to Square. We should remove this from the cart. How do I remove that? There we go. She's gonna get too excited. Somebody's trying to buy one of her pieces. She'll get excited about it. I just need one person to buy something from her, make her happy.
That was
The plugin is called WooCommerce.
W0.
Woo, yes. It's where was I? Where was my? I was there somewhere. Not that one. You don't need F pattern. Oh, here we go. WooCommerce. 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 WooCommerce? How come it's not coming up? Here, this one. This purple one with the big woo. See, 3 million plus active users. It is the #1 commerce one on Google or on WordPress. And it's okay. I mean, it's not perfect. And like I said, they have WooCommerce for PayPal. I use it with Square. What are some other ones I use? I don't know. Let's see. Where's the favorites? No. Plugins. These are featured. I don't know. The cache ones are really good. It doesn't matter whatever you want to do. You can do things like that. I don't know. We're almost out of time. You have any questions? What more do you want me to talk about?
I just have a question, just WordPress in general. Does it, everything that you're creating, is it all responsive so you don't have to worry about
It depends on your theme,
okay.
but most themes nowadays are responsive. You know what I mean? She's talking about where you could, you know, shrink it down, and it would be, of course, optimized for your phone. So some of them are better than others. This one isn't the best responsive one. This is the one from, this is a pay one. Some are better than others.
That's based on the theme.
Yeah, it's based on the theme. And you can search for responsive themes as well. Most of the modern ones would be responsive. Like I said, some are better than others. More questions. We got like 20 minutes. I'm leaving. 10 minutes. I'm leaving. I don't know. Give me a question. Do you think you have enough to practice? You have a login and account from the teacher, or you have one from me. You just need to go through and try. I think looking at the themes, read them, see what their features are, maybe pay for them. Most people that make websites, either make their own theme or they pay for them. I have students who make their own theme.
So if you're a person that's going to make numerous websites for different people, can you use the same theme for the most part?
I think so. I would ask Sam, the teacher. He makes a lot of websites, and he reuses themes over and over again. Yeah.
You don't have to pay each time, or you just pay for it?
It depends. I don't know. I think it depends on the theme, probably. In fact, he bought this one for my wife. I don't know. My wife was there, and I don't know. He came over my house, and he's like, "Oh, you need this theme," and he logged in, and he bought it for her. Yeah. So I owe him. Yes, I'm paying for SSL. This one, I'm paying like an extra $20 a year or something like that. Something like that. GoDaddy will offer it. Some are free though. Some hosting will offer free SSL. I don't know. I was desperate to just get the paying part going because she wanted it to be paid, and so I just I'll just pay for it. And it works. My son wants to sell music on his website, so I just paid. It gives me five. When I bought the SSL from GoDaddy, I could put it on 5 different websites. The SS, this part right here, the S. And most sites need to really have the S now. Google wants you to have encryption on your website. It's part of, they'll rank you higher if you have that. Even if you don't sell online, you should have it. Look, even here. Look, this is there. Even the Zircon site. It's a secure site. See it? So the S is there, and we don't sell on here. It's just encrypted. Most sites are going in that direction. I don't know. I don't like why is my one buy down there? I don't like this site at all. I can see myself getting rid of it in a couple of years.
Technically, that is a responsive site.
It is. Here's the problem, though. This one, the people who made this, they made an international one here. Okay, so you're on your cell phone. This doesn't work. It's too small, and you can't click on the country. They have all these European countries all together in this little thing. It's just bad. It's not going to work. I can say it to them, but they're not going to do anything about it. But their international, people going to the international site is way down compared to the, 2 years ago when I had a different site. It was easy to get to international. Now you can't get to it. It's really hard.
So if you make the screen bigger, will it make the map bigger?
Yeah, but of course, most people, I would say 60% of the people that go to this site go from their cell phone. I get more cell phone users than desktop users, and so most people are looking at it, like this. And yeah, I wouldn't have this map. I would just put a list. I'd put, Canada, United States, England, Yeah. I don't know. You can suggest all you want when you work at a company. They're going to do, I can only suggest. My last site I made for them was just plain HTML, no WordPress. Actually, I had students do it for them. I had 2 students program it for them. They needed something to do, practice. So
for the WooCommerce, you can pick whether you want PayPal
or Square or any of those. So
you
they
don't have to install separately PayPal or Square. It's all in one.
it would be an extra plugin. You plug in the WooCommerce first, right? And then the WooCommerce can have features to it. So you can either put the PayPal feature into the WooCommerce or put the Squarespace, and then I think there's even other ones too.
Okay, so that's separate.
That would be separate from the WooCommerce.
Plugin.
But it's like an add-on to. It's like you put the plugin WooCommerce in there, and then these would be add-ons to that.
So when in your WooCommerce plugin, you would have the option.
Yeah, here we can go look at my wife's. Where's she at? This one. I thought I was logged in already. No. Here we go. As long as I don't break it. Here we go. So the theme she's using is called Enfold Child. Enfold is the name of the theme, and it was like $60. And then for WooCommerce, you have the WooCommerce plugin here, and you can see you have orders, coupons, reports, settings, status, extension. And then after you put the WooCommerce in, it'll give you this product option here, right here. And so then you make categories of products, and then you can put in, what category it's in, and you'll see the different tags, and so you put all your
Goods.
you put in all your products in the product section. You can also have categories. The categories are used for the menu. Her menu at the across the page is ceramics, bowls, holiday. And you can see ceramics is on top, and then these are underneath it. So the menu is actually made from this window right here, the categories window. The menu again, though, is in the customize, right? Remember we were looking at menu and customize, right? So the menu is in customize, but it uses this data here to make it. It's a little bit of work, but it's possible. My wife has no she's never done any. She doesn't know how to use Photoshop. She doesn't know how to do any of that. She knows how to use a browser. That's about it. But I didn't really help her. She figured this all out herself. It's hard to.
Like you're saying, within that WooCommerce, then you choose whether you want PayPal.
Yeah, somewhere in here. I don't know where it was. Like she made it herself. She did. I don't even know how she did it. To tell you the truth.
Okay.
It was somewhere in the WooCommerce, in the settings probably, where you would have I don't know, shipping, products, tax is all integrated in there. I don't know how she did it, but I know it's with
Within that.
somewhere inside here is where she has. Here we can go to her plugins. Where's her plugins? She has 9 plugins. She has the Contact 7, Google Translator, WooCommerce. Oh yeah, see WooCommerce PayPal right there. So it's part of the WooCommerce.
Okay. So you don't have to go outside and do something separate.
Oh, see, this is PayPal. Oh, here's the PayPal one right there. I don't. She's not using PayPal. She probably installed that. Here it is, the WooCommerce Square. It's a separate plugin. See right here, it's a separate plugin. And she has. I don't know why she has the PayPal one. Then she's been trying to. She gets a lot of spam, so she's been downloading a lot of plugins to try and keep spam out of your comments. This is probably one right there. And of course we got our Yoast SEO. And so those are kind of the most important ones.